Was that a go?
Chair recognizes that the Lenore County Board of Education has established a quorum and calls the October 3rd, 2022 regular monthly board meeting to order. Chair recognizes Mr. Nick Harvey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let us pray. May the words spoken in this room tonight be beneficial to the students, parents, staff, and administrators in our school system. And may we be led by the guiding principles to always base our decisions on the best interests of our young people. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Mr. Brent Williams to present the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Tonight it's my honor and privilege to present to you for your consideration and hopefully your approval of tonight's agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to the agenda?
Move to approve the agenda.
Motion by Mr. Davis. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Woods. We have a motion by Mr. Davis and a second by Mr. Woods to approve the board agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. The agenda is set for tonight's meeting. First of all, I would like to recognize the guest we have with us tonight, Mr. Preston Harris, County Commissioner with us tonight. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you very much.
sir.
Glad to be here.
I do have a couple of comments I'd like to make. We would like to continue to thank all of the teachers, staff, and employees, regardless of job description, for the outstanding commitment, dedication, and hard work that goes into making the students of Lenore County Public Schools successful. We want to assure all stakeholders that Lenore County Board of Education and administration will continue to commit to doing everything possible to provide for a safe and healthy environment for students, staff, and our community. And Mr. Williams will highlight more good news tonight about the hard work and dedication that Lenore County Public Schools students and staff have put forth that have resulted in numerous honors, recognitions, and accomplishments. Chair recognizes Mr. Brent Williams to present a resolution honoring Dr. Keith M. Seaforth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tonight it's my honor to bring before you a resolution to honor a great man from our community, Dr. Keith Seaforth, passed away recently. I had the great honor to know Dr. Seaforth, as many of you did, and to know him was really to love him and to admire him and to respect him. And he had a great impact on this school system. He was a model of excellence, a model of leadership, and he invested in this school system as a longtime member of the Board of Education, and he led us through some very difficult times. And he always said, we're going to get through it together, and you need to always focus on what's right. He said that to me in my first year as a school administrator, and he said that to me throughout his time of being on the board. So our board wanted to honor Dr. Seaforth, and we have the board has developed this resolution. I'm bringing it before the board tonight for your consideration and hopefully your approval by vote. Ms. Barbara Seaforth, also an outstanding member of the LCPS family, and still with us and still serving. She's come out of retirement. She's working in the capacity of interventionist with her. We love Ms. Seaforth. We love the entire Seaforth family. It's all together fitting and proper, in my opinion, that we bring such a resolution forward to send into the record, the official record, this board's recognition of and admiration for such a great man, for Dr. Seaforth. And he did not do any of that by himself. We realize that. It takes the whole family, so the whole Seaforth family, I think tonight, I hope that the board will honor. I'm certain that they will. And we send that respect, that admiration, and that love to you, Mrs. Seaforth. So we thank you, and we're glad that you're here with us. And at this time, Mr. Chairman, did you want to read the resolution? or
Thank you,
did
Mr. Williams. Now I've got a couple of comments I'd like to make first, and then.
Okay.
Okay, I do have a couple of comments. You probably have heard some of them before, but I think they're worth reiterating. Dr. Keith Seaforth served on the Board of Education for 24 years. He began as a member of the Kinston City Board of Education and then continued on as a member of the Lenore County Board of Education when they consolidated. His guiding philosophy, and he told me this more than one time, of do the right thing for the kids for the right reason, is one that informed every decision he made on the school board and that I continue to use to this day. Throughout his tenure, he exemplified the ideal of selfless service to one's community. No matter the issue at hand, he navigated it with poise and moral clarity, never faltering in his commitment to make decisions that would have the best outcome for our students. We appreciate and thank him and his family for his years of service to our community, as well as his unwavering integrity and dedication, which continues to serve as an example of high moral character to us all. Now, we'll turn the floor open. If anybody else would like to make any comments at this time, board members, please feel free to do so. Okay. Then, we need a motion to adopt a resolution honoring Dr. Keith Seaforth. Is there a resolution?
Read it first.
I was going to read it after. Everybody has had an opportunity to read the resolution, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion pertaining to the resolution honoring Dr. Keith M. Seaforth?
So moved.
Got a motion by Mr. Anderson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr.
Moen.
Smith. I got a motion by Mr. Anderson and a second by Mr. Smith to approve the resolution honoring Dr. Keith M. Seaforth as presented. Are there any further comments? All in favor of the resolution, of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. We will ask Ms. Barbara Seaforth if she will come forward at this time.
You need a big print? I mean, if you need a bigger print.
The other members of the board first.
Okay. So I don't know that I can read the plaque.
No.
I'm going to read it from my notes. And I will try not to. Resolution to honor Dr. Keith M. Seaforth. Whereas Dr. Keith M. Seaforth, a long-standing and respected member of the Lenore County community, and whereas Dr. Seaforth led a life dedicated to the advancement of all children and the importance of excellence in education, and began his life of service as a teacher in his home country of Guyana, and whereas Dr. Seaforth was a proud graduate of Howard University, where he received both his Bachelor and Master of Science degrees, as well as his doctoral of dental surgery degree, and whereas as president of the Howard University College of Dentistry Alumni Association, Dr. Seaforth established the Each One Reach One initiative to provide educational opportunities to students through the award of scholarships, and whereas Dr. Seaforth served as the president and board chair of Big Brothers Big Sister of America, a sponsor of Cub Pack 376 of the Boy Scouts of America, and mentor to many young people in our community, and whereas Dr. Seaforth served the students of Lenore County for 24 years, first as a member of the Kinston City Schools Boards of Education, and later as a member of the Lenore County Board of Education, and whereas as a board member of the Lenore County Board of Education, Dr. Seaforth was committed to ensuring all children in Lenore County have equal access and opportunities for academic excellence. And whereas Dr. Seaforth's legacy of equity for all continues to resonate with the board and administration of the Lenore County Board of Education, therefore be it resolved that the Lenore County Board of Education expresses its deep gratitude to Dr. Seaforth's commitment to the children of Lenore County and his decades of service to the education of our young people. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be entered permanently into the minutes of Lenore County Board of Education. Adopted this third day of October 2022, Bruce E. Hill, Chairman, Debbie D. Anderson, Vice Chair, Merwin K. Smith, Board Member, R. Keith King, Board Member, Billy Davis, Board Member, Elijah Woods, Board Member, Dr. Kimberly Outlaw, Board Member, and Emma Grant Williams, Superintendent. On behalf of the Lenore County Board of Education and the Lenore County Public School System, we would like to present this resolution honoring Dr. Smith to you and your family and express our appreciation and gratitude for his service to our community and especially to the students of Lenore County Public Schools. Yes.
Would like to say something?
Good evening,
Good evening.
everyone. I'm just overwhelmed with these accolades, and I just deeply appreciate everything that has been said. And I wish you Godspeed for doing this because it means a lot to my family. And on behalf of my family, thank you, thank you, thank you.
The board members would like to come up, be in the picture?
Yes.
Sure, come on, board members.
Vice Chair?
Mr. King, you need to step up. Okay. I believe we're good. On three. 1, 2, 1, 2. Excellent. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Brent Williams to present the following honors, recognitions, and accomplishments.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. October is a very busy month in our schools. Our teachers, our students, our administrators are working very hard. We completed the first half of the first 9 weeks. Progress reports went home last week. Our schools are starting the processes for Science Olympiad, Science Fair, the local and state quill writing competitions, poetry contests, local and state art level competitions, poster contests, through NCSBA, themed video production contests, just to name a few. Many of our students and programs will be showcased at the Lenore County Fair this week and later at the North Carolina State Fair. Some of our agriculture education students have placed first at the state level and have earned the right to compete at the national level at the upcoming National FFA Convention. We're very proud of them. Our teachers are working very hard on classroom mini grants for this year. The first set of deadlines elapsed week before last with the Bright Ideas local and state level deadlines, and our teachers were able to meet those in a big way. Our number of submissions, our number of proposals submitted increased dramatically this year, and we are eagerly awaiting those results. I want to thank all of our teachers for working so hard to create these additional resources to be used directly for learning, and every dollar earned goes to instruction in our classrooms. There's no other purpose for it. So I thank our teachers for that hard work and that extra effort, resulting in more opportunities for our kids. And we'll be happy to report to you hopefully at our next board meeting what the results of the first round of mini grants was. Our teachers have been selected by NCDPI to present 4 different presentations of educational innovation at their upcoming AIM conference in Raleigh, and we're excited about that. October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So many lives have been touched by cancer and have been impacted specifically by breast cancer, so certainly increased awareness is a goal, and funding for increased research and hopefully to find a cure. October is National Principal Appreciation Month. We have many activities starting with tomorrow's meeting for principals, directors, and coordinators. We're honoring our principals and we're having professional development for them, by them tomorrow. But we have several things planned this month to honor our outstanding principals for their hard work and dedication. Please tell your favorite principal and any others that you know that you appreciate what they're doing every day. Today, National Custodians Appreciation Day. Certainly we have an LCPS Staff Appreciation Week during the first week of May, and we pause to honor all of our staff members because everybody has a week or a day. But certainly we want to thank our principals and our custodians this week, and we're honoring them. And Love the Bus Month is coming up later in the fall, so thank our custodians and our principals for their hard work. Tonight it's my honor to recognize some of our educators. 2 educators lauded for their positive attitude and selfless nature are recipients of the top annual awards presented by the LCPS Exceptional Children's Department. Amy Taylor of Pink Hill Elementary School is the 2022-2023 EC Teacher of the Year, and Miss Tanisha Sutton of Contentnia Savannah K-8 School is the EC Teacher Assistant of the Year. Miss Taylor came to Pink Hill Elementary in 2004 and has taught her entire career there at Pink Hill Elementary School. Ms. Sutton joined LCPS 7 years ago and has been at CSS for the past 6 years. Congratulations to both of these outstanding educators. I would ask Ms. Taylor to come forward, and also Ms. Sutton. Ms. Taylor, congratulations to you. We appreciate what you do. We just had the pleasure of being at Pink Hill Elementary School. Senior staff went out for a visit to the school last week, and Ms. Taylor was showing us around, showing us classrooms, introducing us to kids, and showcasing what they're doing every day for the young people that they serve. I'm so proud of you. Ms. Taylor, anything you'd like to say to the board, the public, about what you do? EC Teacher of the Year.
Just thank you, first of all. It's quite an honor because I work with an amazing team, and so to be chosen for this award was quite touching, and just encourage my students to keep working hard and doing great things for our county and for our students who are just wonderful.
That's it. All right.
Okay, over there. 1, 2, 1 more. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you.
Thanks so much. Ms. Sutton couldn't be with us tonight, but we send her our congratulations on her efforts and for being such a superstar and supporting our kids. Next, the Historical Society of North Carolina has honored Mr. Chadwick Stokes of E.B. Frank Middle School as one of 2 recipients of this year's Outstanding Teacher of North Carolina History Award. The Historical Society cited the work of Mr. Stokes and what he has done in creating a history lab at the school and his overall commitment to generating excitement among area middle school students about the possibilities for historical discovery. Mr. Stokes will receive his award at the annual meeting of the Historical Society in New Bern next week. In 2021, he was nominated for 2 national awards recognizing exemplary history teachers. Mr. Stokes, I had the opportunity to go out last semester to Eby Crink Middle School and on a tour, and we try to go out every other week. We're out touring in the schools and visiting classrooms and talking with teachers and students and looking at programs and things that they're doing. And I was very impressed with Mr. Stokes, not only his classroom, but also the history lab that he has set up for kids. And the kids were talking to us, and they were talking about living history projects, and they were talking to us about artifacts that they had discovered in Lenoir County on their own little digs that they were doing, and things that they had found by talking to their grandparents and interviews that they had done. But the biggest thing that I was left with is that they were excited about history, and more important, excited about learning. And they were excited because of this dynamic teacher who had ignited that spark in them. So I was very impressed by that, Mr. Stokes, very impressed with you, and I thank you for choosing, because people have options, choosing to teach in Lenoir County Public Schools and invest in our children. So at this time, help me congratulate Mr. Stokes. Folks, about that's two national awards last year that you were nominated for. We thought you should have won those. We think you did. We won by having you work here. But what would you say to us about this state level award?
Well, let's say this is just a reflection of the support and the opportunities that's here in Lenoir County. I've been very blessed from the administration here as well to be able to have the opportunities to create such a space. And that reward is just a reflection of that support.
So we thank you for that. We appreciate you.
Okay, going through. 1, 2, one more. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That concludes my report.
Any questions or comments from Mr. Williams? Thank you, Mr. Williams, for highlighting those successes. Mr. Taylor, is anyone signed up for public comment? Thank you, ma'am. We will now move to the presentation portion of the agenda. Chair recognizes Mr. Nick Harvey to present an overview and an update of ongoing Lenoir County Public School System operations, projects, and initiatives.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, board members. Tonight, I would like to begin, just like Mr. Williams just acknowledged, and that is to thank our school level custodians. October 2nd was National School Custodian Day. We certainly are appreciative of their hard work and efforts to ensure our students and staff have the best learning spaces possible. So we thank our building level custodians. Board members, I'm happy to share with you tonight some very interesting innovation that is occurring in our transportation department. We have purchased 5 new propane-fueled school buses. These buses are easier to maintain by our maintenance staff due to fewer components, and they also provide better mileage to the gallon. We are only one of a handful of districts across the state to pilot the new propane bus program. As you may know, several cities and many colleges and universities have switched over to propane energy as a much cleaner source of fuel for their mass transportation needs. Additionally, as an even more cleaner source of energy, Mr. Mitchell and his team have applied for a grant to purchase an electric school bus. An electric bus would drastically increase fuel efficiency for our fleet. Once this grant is received, we're already claiming it, the state would also install charging stations at our bus garage. We thank Mr. Mitchell and his team for their vision to keep our transportation fleet as an example for other districts to follow.
And that is a tremendous upfront cost in the neighborhood of $300,000. A normal school bus now is about $100,000 out the door. That's 3 times that, almost 3 times, about $280,000. But 100% of the cost of that and the charging stations would all be paid by the grant.
Yes.
So that will be our deciding factor.
Right. So we're hopeful, and as I said, we're claiming that grant. In the area of school safety, we have started the process of working with our law enforcement partners to review and revise our safety plans, and we are current with all required drills as mandated by general statute. School safety also encompasses areas that aren't seen by many in day-to-day operations. However, our technology department has worked diligently to provide a network that is safe for our students and staff members. The digital safety and security of our students and teacher accounts are the highest priorities for LCPS. The first offense for our students begins with internet filters. All students and staff members within LCPS operate under a categorized filter used to block inappropriate material and content from the internet. The filter is updated daily to be inclusive of any new sites. All student iPads are filtered both on and off campus. That is not done in every district. That is not unique to Lenore County, but it is not done throughout the state. And we thank Mr. White and his team for providing that safety measure. LCPS also restricts access to iPad applications, the iPad App Store for student devices, and utilize a curated and approved list of applications. This process allows only approved applications to be installed on student devices. Additionally, students in K-5 in all schools utilize restricted accounts that only allow the student to send and receive email messages from LCPS employees or verified partners. The district also actively monitors all student accounts through the BARC service in collaboration with our mental health clinicians and school administrators to look for signs of self-harm, depression, and/or school violence. While these are just a few of the processes we have in place, there are many services used on a daily basis to protect our students and staff from external and internal threats, including digital security, training for all staff members, firewalls, two-factor authentication on accounts with higher access, segmented guest Wi-Fi, and many more. In facilities, we currently have 2 requests for qualifications for a design consultant services to provide a turnkey design of HVAC services, of HVAC controls replacement projects throughout the district and roofing replacements. We hope to bring contracts to the board in a subsequent meeting. That concludes my operations update for tonight.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Harvey? All right, thank you, Mr. Harvey, for that update. Chair recognizes Mrs. Frances Herring to present the NC STAR School Improvement Plans for the 2022-2023 school year.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I will get started. Thank you so much. I appreciate your attention. I promise not to be too lengthy tonight. I know what I have uploaded in Board Docs is quite a lot, but it's every school, it's the school improvement plan out of NC STAR for all 17 schools, and an executive summary for each of the 17 schools as well. So I know it looks like a whole lot, it is a whole lot, but I just wanted to make sure you had everything you needed as you are reviewing the school improvement plans over the next month. So the timeline, so I just said what you have. You have the comprehensive plans for every school, and you have the executive summary for every school. And the executive summary should serve as just that, a summary of the comprehensive plan, if that is more manageable. Wanted you to have everything you could need. The timeline for this is tonight's meeting is the presentation of the plans. You'll have an opportunity to review the plans between now and the November 7th board meeting. And at that meeting, I will respectfully ask, it'll be an action item, and I will respectfully ask you to approve the plans so that by December the 5th, our schools may hit, literally, it's a button that says submit, to upload to DPI. And that is our timeline. What I've done is I've pulled common themes out of all of the school improvement plans and the executive summaries. And there are themes that run across all grade spans, and then some themes that are specific to grade spans. And then I offer common supports that the district is providing to the schools. So just to get started, many of the themes, all of the schools mention the use of professional learning communities, or PLCs as we refer to them, to create and analyze common formative assessments and universal screener data. There's also great attention to creating a master schedule that meets identified needs of students and increases instructional time. There is a common reference to mindset or culture shifts. For example, the do whatever it takes mindset in the schools. There's a renewed emphasis on positive behavior interventions and supports, we call PBIS, that result in reduction of suspensions, reduction in ISS, reduction in bus referrals. We have what we believe is an unprecedented intervention plan in place, and all the schools reference that in their plan. There's a hyper focus on our multi-tiered system of support, or MTSS, that focuses on the learning, social, and emotional needs of every student. The importance of supporting beginning teachers, you'll find that in all the plans, in addition to what the district offers. Many of the schools, most of the schools, also prepare regularly scheduled meetings, actionable feedback, and walkthroughs and lesson plan support for our beginning teachers. There, you will see opportunities to increase community and stakeholder engagement and support. For example, school staff outings into the community, increased PTA activities. There's also many references to increased engagement with local industry and community partnerships. There's an addition of guided math groups in K-5. We have for years had guided reading groups, but we have transitioned to add guided math groups, and you'll see that in the elementary school improvement plans. The letters training in K-5 is actually being received very positively. We are in the midst of finishing up Unit 1, and the teachers are reacting positively to the information that they're learning. There's a consistent use of the universal screener maps. It's K-12 and DIBELS, which they use K-3 and iReady. You'll see that there's an increase in student councils or student government associations in our K-12 schools. You'll notice that there is an emphasis at many schools to increase our students' voices. There's focus on increased engagement with parents and families. You'll read references to school-wide class dojo, increased events for parents to participate, renewed focuses on PTA engagements and creation, which is important coming out of the pandemic because many of those things sort of fell to the wayside. There's an increased focus on school counseling programs and social and emotional health. All the schools reference the creation of mental health support team that's made up of 3 licensed mental health clinicians, each assigned to a high school track with ready availability for crisis and ongoing support of students and our staff. There's an overall increase in our ADM. Our enrollment is up, and you'll see that that is particularly noticeable in the Kinston High School track. There's a renewed focus on achieving growth with our Students with Disabilities subgroup and strong collaboration with our EC department and all the schools. There's a commitment to building strong school-teacher relationships with students. And you'll also see in the plans a celebration of teachers and staff. There's added incentives for teacher attendance. There's increased focus on teacher retention. There are differentiated book studies. I've brought some of them with me. Differentiated book studies at several of the schools. There's a renewed interest and opportunity for students' extracurricular activities. Again, coming out of the pandemic, many of those things, those activities were waylaid, and so we're working very hard, the schools are working very hard to get those up and going again. There's a continual focus on effective co-teaching with EC and regular ed teachers, and there's a hyper focus on equitable grading practices and assessment alignment. You'll see that in all the plans. There's a focus on summer programming and the importance that it has had on student success, and hundreds of credits earned, and dozens of promotions in high schools that have happened during the summer. There's a focus on college and career centers at the high schools. You'll notice that in the high school plans, with dedicated college advisors at all of our high schools. There's an expectation at all schools for grant applications being sought by teachers, and ACT preparation plans are in place at all of our high schools, and they look a little different, and you'll see that in the plans. The lesson planning procedures are evident in all of our school improvement plans in order to ensure alignment to curriculum and assessments, and there are dedicated parent conference weeks at all grade spans. So what are we doing as a district to support our schools in their endeavors and their school improvement plans? Well, we have monthly beginning teacher support that goes in and works with our beginning teachers. They have continuous evaluation, and they provide monthly professional development to all of our beginning teachers. We have an MTSS coordinator dedicated to professional learning, the development and the continuity of our services and support through the MTSS process. This year we've had the implementation of Panorama, which is a product that helps us centralize all the data for MTSS, allowing for better differentiation and individualization for our students. We've worked to continue our relationship with LCC to support our CCP opportunities for students, resulting in an all-time high of associate's degrees earned. And an example of that relationship is the Lancer Academy at Kinston High School, and what a celebration that is. We support and we implement an unprecedented interventionist plan based on research-based practices for students. We offer a robust summer program that reaches students in kindergarten through 12th grade. We have college advisors at every high school. We provide at the district level the ACT test prep that the schools use. We make sure we have the universal screener, which is our MAP screener, is provided by the district for all grade spans to support individualized instruction. The district created and implemented complex mental health support for each grade span. We have a mental health plan that was submitted to DPI. We have a literacy intervention plan that was submitted to DPI, support and implementation plan for letters training, and participation in DPI's professional development called NCILA, Instructional Leaders Academy. And we're very excited to be a part of that. We've provided updated curriculum guides to meet the expectations and requirements of DPI. We've supported instructional rounds from school to school as requested. District-supported literacy resources. We have provided those that are aligned with the letters training. Just to name a few, the phonics for reading. You'll see reference to magnetic phonics and iReady. We've had a continued expectation of standards-based and assignment-aligned lesson plans. It's one of our district non-negotiables. Support of our PBIS implementation at every school. We've had career readiness exposure at all grade levels this year via implementation of Major Clarity, which has finally been introduced to the elementary schools this year. We provide management of school-based Title I funds to best meet the needs of students in each school. We organize, support, and implement the extracurricular activities, including but not limited to, mentioned earlier, Battle of the Books, Science Olympiad, Quiz Bowl, art and debate competitions, the quill writing competition, poster contest, poetry and bookmark contests. We provide support to the school improvement teams with a dedicated central services team member assigned to each school. And we also have beginning and middle of the year school improvement plan presentations to our central services team to foster support, growth, and of course, accountability. I know I've covered a lot of information and I've tried to be brief. As you're going through all of these resources over the next month, please don't hesitate to reach out and contact me, and I will provide any additional information that you need. Thank you.
Any questions or comments from Mrs. Herring? Okay, thank you, Ms. Herring.
Thank you.
Board members, if you have any questions in your review of the school improvement plans, please contact Mrs. Herring or Mr. Williams. The school improvement plan will come back to the board as an action item next month. Chair recognizes Mr. Eric Adams to present the September 2022 financial report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, board members. The September 2022 financial report summarizes budget and year-to-date activity for all North County Board of Education fund sources. Additionally, the report presents the unadjusted local current expense fund balance for the same time period. As you have an opportunity to review the report, I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Adams? Thank you, Mr. Adams.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, we will now move to the action portion of the agenda. Chair recognizes Mrs. Frances Herring to present out-of-state school field trip for Frank Middle School.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm here tonight to respectfully request permission school to attend a field trip in Virginia to Williamsburg, Jamestown, and Yorktown. It'll be March 16th through March 18th, 2023. Mr. Stokes, one of the teachers that we recognized earlier, is one of the teachers submitting the application. There are approximately 48 students that will be attending, and there are 5 teachers that will be going and serving as chaperones, and they're taking a charter bus.
All right, any questions for Mrs. Herring? Okay, thank you, Mrs. Herring. Is there a recommendation pertaining to the, or motion pertaining to the out-of-state school field trip?
So moved.
Mr. Davis, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. King. We have a motion by Mr. Davis and a second by Mr. King to approve the Frank Middle School out-of-state school field trip as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Mr. Brett Williams to present the North Carolina School Board Association policies to lead the school policy revisions in response to recent legislation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Presented to you at the last meeting for study to be, with action to be taken at a subsequent meeting. We're bringing these back tonight for your consideration for approval.
Since you've had a chance to review, are there any questions for Mr. Williams? All right, thank you, Mr. Williams. Is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to the policy revisions?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. King, second by Mr. Woods. We have a motion by Mr. King and a second by Mr. Woods to approve the North Carolina School Board Association policies to lead the school's policy revisions as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Chair recognizes Mr. Nick Harvard to present surplus items.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Board members, for your viewing pleasure tonight, we have items from our maintenance department. And they are submitted for your approval to be deemed surplus. Any proceeds from the sale shall be returned to the respective department.
Sure you don't want to keep any of that?
Sure.
Any questions for Mr. Harvard? All right, thank you, Mr. Harvard. Is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to surplus items?
Motion to approve the sale of the surplus items quickly.
Motion by Mr. King, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Smith. We have a motion by Mr. King, and a second by Mr. Smith to approve the surplus items as presented. And I don't think quickly was in that motion, but we're including quickly. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. All right, is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to closed session?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Chairman, I move that Lenore County Board of Education go into a closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11 to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel files, to consult with the board's attorney in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege, and to consider matters relating to the initial employment of an individual employee.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second. Have a motion by Mr. Anderson, a second by Mr. Davis. To move to closed session. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. We are now in closed session. Thank you. Chair recognizes that the Lenore County Board of Education is back in open session. Is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to the personnel recommendations?
Move to approve the personnel recommendation with the addendum.
Motion by Mr. Smith, is there a second? Second by Mr. Woods. We have a motion by Mr. Smith and a second by Mr. Woods to approve the monthly personnel recommendation with the addendum as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. With no further business to come before this board, is there a recommendation or motion pertaining to adjournment?
Move to adjourn.
Got a motion by Mr. Anderson, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dr. Outlaw. I have a motion by Mr. Anderson and a second by Dr. Outlaw to adjourn the October 3rd, 2022 regular monthly board meeting. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, chair will call for the vote. All in favor of the motion as stated, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. Please stay safe.